Hello guys, welcome for a new analysis of my games in tournaments. Today we're going to look at some games that I did in the BTTS, the Back to the Sea organized by HAGTV. Don't hesitate to go and watch HAG, of course, guys. We are creating a lot of different events. I say we because I'm part of the team that creates event. So yes, I'm playing in the tournament, but I know I will not succeed because I'm not an as good player as a lot of players that are playing in this tournament. So yeah, this is basically to have fun and to enjoy the tournament and to play in it in order to cast it better also and stuff like this. So basically I'm playing versus Anotand. The first map is mandatory to be lakeside. And here is the draft of the map. So basically Socotra and Mountain Clearing, which are two maps that are quite close in my opinion in terms of how you play them. Socotra and Mountain Clearing, where there is a board in the middle of the map, so you kind of want to take that if you can. And you also have some civilizations that are very cool on those maps because it counters civilization that can play the board, for example. So basically you want to take like English or Lancaster on those maps because it can be very nice to take the board at the beginning of the game because they can fire arrows to the villagers of your opponents. So if you do so, then you can destroy their villagers and you win the game. So you are sure to have the board at the beginning of the game with those two civilizations. And you have the Malians that are very nice because they can counter the English and the Lancasters because they have javelin throwers that are very nice against them. And also you can Farimba, which makes your javelin thrower is so much faster and also so much stronger. So this is very cool also because you can protect your units very fast because these are small maps. So for example, you're gonna go in the middle of the map, fire some javelins, and then your opponent is gonna charge you, but you can fall back and being under your TC very fast and hit and run with your units, and your opponent is losing so many resources, so many army, then you can do that a lot of times and you just win the game thanks to that because your unit is fast and very, very strong. So I don't see any other options. Well, I didn't show any options before, and we're gonna see another option on the games that I will cast today. So this is the draft. So as I talked about before, there is lakeside inside those maps. So basically my opponent went directly for Knights Templar because this is a very good civilization on lakeside. This is insane one. So he had the first pick and I think I should have banned Templars. This is a mistake from me. I didn't know that Templars were that strong on this map, to be honest. I didn't show any games for a long time on lakeside. I didn't play that before having the Knights Templar and Lancaster arriving in the game, so I didn't know what they were worth on this map. So yeah, I was quite surprised that this was that strong, to be honest. Which makes sense, of course, because they are very strong at chopping wood and making fishing boats and going on the water. So yeah, this makes sense. But lakeside is quite different from hybrid maps, normal hybrid maps, because you don't have a lot of fishing ships. You don't have a lot of fishing to do. So yeah, we will see exactly why Knights Templar is still strong in this map. I wasn't expecting that. So we have also the English. So I first picked the Lancasters because the Lancasters are very strong on the two maps that I talked about before. And also I picked Japanese because Japanese is a very strong civilization on lakeside, in my opinion, because this is a civilization that can use the fact of having the boats that are cheaper, and also the fact of having the fishing at the beginning of the game allows you to go faster on the H3, and then Japanese is a very good civilization when you are H3. So that's why I took this civilization on lakeside. We also have the Malians. Of course, I banned the Malian because I didn't want my opponent to have that. So basically, I could have picked the Malians here, but it wouldn't have changed anything because this is two picks from me. So this doesn't matter. So I didn't want it to take the Malians there because if I took the Malians there, then it wouldn't have banned civilization for my opponent because I took the Japanese, so my opponent cannot take the Japanese. But if I took the Malians here, well, I already banned Malians, so he would have not be able to take the Malians anyway. So this is better to pick first Japanese and then Malians in this scenario. So yeah, Malians, because this is a good civilization again on those maps, because it counters English and you can use your javelin throwers for this. And I didn't know what to take, to be honest. On the last pick, I thought Byzantines were a good civilization overall, and maybe it could be cool on a small map also, because you can use your outpost that can deal the mangonels damage. So this is quite nice, and also you can have your cisterns in order to take the board in the middle of the map if it was not English, for example. With the Akrotoi defense, you can have also a quite good cavalry in order to deal with the English longbows, thanks to the hippodrome. So yeah, I thought Byzantines was okay civilization in this position. I wasn't sure about this. If there was Chinese, I would have picked Chinese, of course, because this is a good civilization with the Barbican and stuff like this. But yeah, maybe Order of the Dragon could be cool on those maps also. I don't really know. So Mongols and Zushi. I was very surprised about the Zushi. I don't see exactly what you can do with the Zushi. Maybe on Socotra, and yeah, maybe on those two maps this is cool, because you can have a good H2, the Garden of the Meditation Garden, that allows you to have a lot of resources. So yeah, maybe that's the reason why. And also the Mongols, I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't understood that, but you will see on the games. I'm not spoiling you. You will see exactly why this civilization is very strong in this situation. First game, sorry about that, there is no score, and I'm gonna go also with the map. So the map is Lakeside. Lakeside here, Lakeside. Okay. This is a BO3, of course. We are in the round of 16, so the beginning of the main event. And yeah, let's go. So here in my head, I'm Japanese versus Knights Templar. I know this is gonna be difficult, even if I didn't know how strong it was, Knights Templar. I know Knights Templar is a very good civilization on water, and it has a good option of taking wood, because it's 15% faster of taking wood. It's also not dropping off the wood, not doing any lumber camp, and also you have 20% of what you're doing also is food. So this is very, very strong. And I know I'm a little bit behind, but my plan is here is just, okay, I go for the dock. After going for my dock, I do 3 boats, because I don't really want to spam the boats on this map. I want to go fast on H3 and take the control of the map with my strong units that are Japanese one. And I don't want to spend resources on the water, so maybe I will do the arrow slits on the dock, and I will do 1 ship to defend, but that's all. I don't want to spend more resources than this. So yeah, that's basically my plan. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go fast H3. This was my plan, because I know I cannot compete with my opponent on the water, because I know Templar is better civilization. As I said before, he's happy to chop wood because he has so many bonuses to do so. So yeah, I don't really want to do that kind of stuff. So he directly goes for 2 docks, and I'm really surprised about this. And I didn't show that directly, but yeah, this was a problem here. I put my forge here in order to have the stone quick if I want. And I click the Kura storehouse. So maybe a lot of person will say, oh, this is weird. You have Japanese and you are on hybrid map, and the shinobis are so much better. Yes, in theory, in a lot of different hybrid maps, this is the case. But here, no, because the problem of the shinobi is that you can use them only if they can go for the dock directly. And here I didn't show this dock, I think, or maybe I did. But the problem is that even if I shinobi this dock, so if I sabotage it, the problem is that the second dock I cannot really do so, because as you can see here, my shinobi would have this travel time, 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 and goes here. So this is a lot of time, and this is no value at all. So basically, I want to go for the Kura storehouse also, because this is very interesting to have food at home without spending any resources at doing farms. For example, the problem on this map is that you have berry bushes here, and also you have your sheeps, and then you have a berry park here, and then all the deers are very far from your base. So basically, if you have some farms, it allows you to delay a little bit the fact of going there, and so you have a better defense at the beginning of the game. This is insane for going fast H3 again. So I really like the Kura storehouse for this reason on this map, because you cannot really use the shinobi, and also the food is very far from your base, so it allows you to have a better food income in your base and defend it. So okay, I go for the Tawara also, because I'm gonna go for the age up. And I think I made a mistake on this. Maybe I should have done the naval arrow slits right now. In my opinion, it would have been very cool to do that. So for example, I take 5 villagers, go on the stone, especially because of this spawn. It would have been very easy to do so. I don't know why I didn't do that. This is a mistake. And it would have been very nice in order to defend better the dock. Also, this is annoying also with the scout attacking the dock at the same time. I will do the same stuff here. I will try to annoy him a little bit, trying to take the informations, but he has basically 3 fishing boats more than me. So it allows him to have a better economy right now. This is well played from him. And yeah, I talked about it before, but I don't really want to spend resources on this. And maybe just a naval arrow slit forces him to do a lot of ships in order to take down my dock. And this is annoying for him. So here I don't know about the junk. I mean, I will try to do stuff with my junk, but it feels like it doesn't do much. Yeah, I still do my naval row slit, and I went for it, but like so much later. Maybe having it at the beginning directly would have helped me so much. And here, so as you can see here, it forced him to do like 3 boats, and I have only 1. But maybe if I don't do the junk and I only do the naval row slit, maybe it's better, because it forced him to do a lot of ships without making me any of those. So basically he spent 230 plus 340 plus 160. So this is a lot of resources, and it allows me to go fast H3 without faster than him in theory. But the problem is he has so much more economy than me that he can do so and go fast H3 too. And I was really surprised about this. Like, this civilization, the Knights Templar, is very insane to do that kind of stuff. Like, for example, you can see here, he's almost at the same timing than me on the H3, but he has 600 army more than me. This is basically what Knights Templar is in this map. And I'm just like, okay. I wasn't expecting that, but okay, let's go for this. I will try to repair it, but this is too late. And he drops the villager here. Okay, so he will take the dock, and he will be able also to build a dock there and having the ship, the fish here. So he will have like 9 boats that will work, and I have 0. So this is basically something where I am very, very far behind. But I'm saying like, okay, I'm Japanese. I have very good units on H3, And even if I have less resources, I can do something about that. I don't know. So this is a mistake from him, I think. He has to take this one. I don't know why he falls back there. This is quite weird. He has the deep water fish here. So, yeah. Really good choice from him from the Angevin. I was just saying, okay, he goes for the Angevin, so he will have a lot of heavy spearmen. And it counters me very well because I want to have those mounted samurai, of course. And as you can see, he will have this approximately the same timing on the H3 than me. And he has the control of the water. So this is gonna be difficult. But this is Anotand, guys. He's so much stronger than me, of course. So I'm gonna go with the mounted samurai, using the Uma Bannerman to kill the villagers here at the same time. So this is something you want to do also. If you age up and you're doing the daimyo manner before aging up, then you can do the Uma Bannerman before, while going on the age up. You know, like you're aging up, and at the same time you do the Uma Bannerman, and so you can put a pressure a little bit earlier on, so you can kill a villager, and also it can boost after that your mounted samurai that comes out from your stable. So this is kind of nice. I'm also not happy about some things, is that he has the control of the water, so I have to be very careful about this. Because he has the control of the water, he can use his Hulk in order to do damage to my units that goes there, and it is very annoying, first of all, but it deals a lot of damage to my units, so I have to be very careful about this. And I will lose my Shinto priest, I think, because of that, so this is not cool at all. I'm doing a wall here in order to protect myself, of course, and here I will be able to take this relic because of my knight protecting that. Maybe, yeah, maybe I will lose my my Shinto priest. I don't remember, but still, I'm again near the Hulk, and he will destroy my Shinto priest so much faster. This is a mistake. So basically, if you lose the control of the water on this map, you have to be very careful about the being close to the water. So now I know I have cavalry against spearmen, so I will lose frontal fights. So I will avoid that at all costs, and my goal is just to do damage to his economy. I know he will beat me in the frontal fights, but I know I'm so much faster than him. His spearmen are 1.12 movement speed, and my cavalry is 1.62. So I have the opportunity to go and kill some villagers without spearmen killing my units. This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go with the Onamushas, of course, in order to deal with the heavy spearmen. But this is something I wanted to talk about also in this matchup. This is a very clever move from him with the Knights Templar to go with the Angevin, with the spearmen, because it forces me to go with the Onamusha, and I think the Onamusha is not a very good unit with this civilization because it doesn't deal a lot of damage, and also it's quite easy to counter, in my opinion. You just go with crossbows or archers and it gets destroyed. So yeah, this is yeah. I don't really like to play Onamushas, but I didn't really have a choice here, because if I did any units, well, it was not cool. And I thought about that after. I was saying, okay, maybe I should have went with samurais. I will do a little bit more of I will do a little bit of them, but the problem is that he goes with the crossbows and then I'm done. And after that, I thought about making Onabugeshas and Onamushas. Maybe, I don't know what is the best composition. So here I'm gonna do what I talked about before. I'm gonna use my mobility in order to kill villagers, but the problem is here I wanted to kill villagers, and this is cool here. Right now it's cool. The problem is that, why do I stay? I have to use my mobility again in order to flee this fight and to go, for example, here to kill villagers on the gold or go elsewhere. But the problem is that I stay there and I kill some villagers. Yes, it's cool to kill villagers, but the problem is that I lose the pressure here that I was making to my opponent, And the problem is if I don't do pressure, then all his units will be able to go and attack me. And I don't force my opponent to defend. And so he will directly go with every unit. And as I talked about before, winning frontal fights is quite difficult in this position because he has very good units but are with low mobility. So I have to use more my mobility in order to use my units and put some idle tags on those villagers, killing some villagers. And it was a move. I thought about this just while doing this. I was saying, okay, I will lose my knights, but it's okay. I will kill a lot of villagers. I killed 8 villagers. This is nice. This is okay. But I could have done so much more damage if I just run with my units and idle his economy and stuff like this. This was a mistake, in my opinion. So I have my samurais right now in order to tank those spearmen, and I just saw the crossbows after that. So I was thinking Onabugeishas are so, they are less expensive, they are cheaper, so you can do that in order to tank, and the Onamushas will do the damage to the spearmen. And also, what is very interesting is the Onabugeishas are not heavy units, so they will not have, they will not take more damage from the crossbows, and also they are fast, so they can go inside the crossbows in order to do damage to them. So the problem with the samurais is that they get counter from the crossbows. They are slow, and they are more expensive than the Onabugeisha. So the problem here is that I did some samurai and I did the technologies on them, and then after that I did the Onabugeishas and I did the technology on the Onabugeishas. So this is bad because I spent a lot of resources on a unit that I don't use after that, and this is so many value that I lose. And thanks to that, he's allowed to take the middle of the map, taking the outposts and sacred sites, and so he has pilgrims and he has 100 gold per minute per sacred site, and he will manage to have the sprinkled replacement and the fortifies. So here I don't have the control of the water and I don't have the control of the land. So this is basically over right now because of some choices that I've done, and I hope I explained it well. I think I should have directly went for the naval arrow slit, not do the galley, lose the water, but try to tempo as much as I could, go fast stage 4, doing some knights, using the mobility, and then after that Onabugeisha and Onamusha would have been the best call. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about this game. I'm gonna take 3 relics, so this is kind of nice. But here I'm gonna try and take the fight, and the problem is that I didn't micro well my units, so I lost everything. I don't know what I did. And so this is basically a stupid stuff. So this is not a strategic move. This was just I clicked badly on my buttons, my keyboard. So this is just nothing to say about that. I have to be more careful with the attack move and stuff. I wanted to do damage to his villagers that were potentially here, but I forgot about the fact that he had so many resources thanks to the water, so it was useless because he hadn't any villagers there. And I had all my villagers there, and now he can just fortress the 2 sacred sites and I cannot take it back, and he wins with sacred victory. So this is over. Okay, so let's go for the second game, guys. And yeah, this is gonna be nice to see what happened. And this is the one where I was very surprised of what happened. So this is cool. I really I laughed a lot in this game. Like, I was really surprised. So we are on Socotra. Here, Socotra. No, not with the Socotra. Here. And yeah, this is 1-0 for Anotand. I don't put it in the scores. This doesn't matter. So as I talked about before, you can go directly on the board with the House of Lancaster, but what I didn't thought about is that Anotand would go on the board. And I'm just saying, okay, he goes on. He goes with the villager on the board. I'm just saying, okay, no problem. I can kill his villagers with my villagers too, because I have bows and I can attack him, and he has knives, so I can use my distance. But I didn't thought about the fact that he can move his town center directly to the board. So I managed to take a villager out still, so this is nice. But the problem is that, so here, this is something that I hate in this game. Like, you can see here, I'm not under the TC. You see the range is here. My scout is there. The TC will fire at my scout and I will lose it. This is annoying. Never mind. I lost my scout. And he lost a villager. So basically, I'm just saying, this is quite not cool, but not over, because he will have a lot of sheeps. I'm not able to redo a scout right now because I didn't have villagers on food while I was doing that. So I'm not able to do a scout now. So I will have to wait a little to do a second one in order to take the sheeps. So I will not have a lot of sheep, but I wanted to have some because otherwise I'm just dead if I don't have any sheeps. So I have to do a second scout. So I will have to try and see exactly where my opponent went. So I saw his can here and I saw he went there. So the first thing I wanted to do is just go on the opposite side in order to have the sheep. But I saw him going there. Okay, I saw him there. So I just have to take the sheep that are close here to my base. I saw one here. And then I will go directly on the opposite side. Okay, I didn't saw that sheep, sorry. But I saw he was there, so directly I go on the opposite side. This is basically the stuff you want to do when you're scouting a map. Like, you don't want to go on the same side as your opponent, otherwise you follow him, and if you follow him, he's taking all the sheep. So now I'm going there, and I'm trying to take the sheep as much as I can. I don't see anything, of course, as here, but I know there are some sheep here because he cannot be everywhere with his scouts, and he was there and there. So, for example, he didn't take the sheep there. So that's the main idea here. So this is very, very important in that kind of situation because you know you are behind, and if you are behind, you have to be very aware of what is happening. So I'm gonna go with the H2 right now. I have 4 sheeps, and I thought he would take those ones, so I didn't go there. But yeah, apparently he was there. So this was a little bit weird. I think he could have taken those 2, but maybe he didn't know about them. I'm gonna go with the 8 jobs, and I'm gonna take the manors. Of course, he will use his can in order to kill my villagers. So 4 sheeps. This is very, very annoying, but I'm winning the fight because my scout deals more damage, 11 damage, and his can deals only 2. He doesn't have bonus damage versus the scouts. So directly I'm gonna go with the manors. I'm gonna be able to take those 2 sheep. I don't know why, but this happened. Manors. And now I know exactly what will happen in this game. Like, he will put pressure on me, so he put pressure with the Kashik, so I directly go for some defense. I think I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm gonna stop this one, and I'm gonna do a barracks then. I don't know why I went for the archery range. This was a mistake, in my opinion. And I know he's gonna go fast stage 4 after fast stage 3 after that. So basically I'm gonna try and do the 3 manors and go fast stage 3 after that in order to have a white tower in order to protect my deers, the berry bushes and stuff. The idea is just to do not miss any food directly. So I'm gonna try and take this villager out, but I'm not gonna be able to do so. I see the knight. I'm gonna defend it with my scout in order to tank the charge. This is something you can do if you have a scout there and you have a villager that is charged with the knight. you can put your scout in front of your villager in order to absorb the charge from your scout. And the scout can heal his damage, and the villagers, if he takes the charge, then he dies. So this is better for that the scouts take the damage. So here I'm a little bit disoriented, I have to be honest. I didn't expect it at all what is coming everywhere. So this is why I lost the game, basically. If you don't know exactly what is happening in the game, you have, well, fewer chances to win, of course. So here I'm gonna do a blacksmith, but I don't think this is a good option because he go fast h3. So this is not nice. I think I have to go very directly to go on h3 right now. And this is something also that is very cool to know with the Lancaster. If you go fast h3 with the white tower, this is not as the English. With the English, what you can do is producing from this one tower. So for example, you can do trebuchets and stuff, but with the House of Lancaster you cannot do that. And this is something that changes a lot of stuff, because here he will be able to do a lot of trebuchets because he produces very fast those trebuchets, but I will not be able to produce as fast as an English, and I a little bit forgot about that. And I think I underestimated also the fact of having a trebuchet. So last time a viewer asked me, like, why is it making the deer stone there? And the idea is he's making that here because he can see exactly what I'm doing thanks to that. So he sees directly, okay, he's on the 3 manors, he goes for an h3, he goes there with his villagers and stuff. So he has the vision, and also he gives more move speed to his units close to the deer stone, except if it's dead, of course, but you see what I mean. So I'm gonna go h3, and the problem is that he will go directly on the trebuchets, and I think I just didn't go fast enough on those trebuchets. Kurultai trying to attack me here. I defend, put a white tower, and as you can see, man at arms directly in order to deal damage to me. I'm trying to save my villagers, but I'm having trouble to click them. So what you can do is just clicking some of them and just moving them if they are low health, in order to, well, to do not lose them, of course. And I'm trying to defend with those archers and spearmen. And after that, I'm gonna take the resources. I have 3 man-at-arms for free, but I know I cannot push him because he has the TC right here. And this is something that is very strong with the Mongols, of course, because you have all your defenses, all your units at one point. Here I have to take more the control of the map. He can push the deer under the TC and stuff. So this is basically very, very strong, I think, the Mongols in this map. And I underestimated the civilization, and I think I will not do that again. So here my mistake is going so heavy on food and not on wood. And I would have, if I have done more trebuchets right now, it could have been cool, because he cannot really attack me under my House of Lancaster and my Lancaster castle and my white tower. And I can attack his Kurultai, destroy his outpost and stuff. And yeah, this is my main mistake. Also, why do I do the veteran on the yellow man? I think I have to do crossbows and spearmen. So maybe it's better to have the veteran on spearmen and do a lot of crossbow with this. I wanted to do monastery, and I wanted to go a little bit on the late game, but he's gonna go with the siege workshop. And if I change the monastery with the siege workshop and go with the trebuchets, it could have been better, because you will see what will happen after that. So basically I'm gonna try and take the relics, and here the trebuchets are gonna destroy all my manors. And if I have trebuchets too, I would have been able to destroy the outpost there, and would have been able also to destroy maybe those trebuchets too. But here, I'm just gonna lose everything, and if I lose everything, well, I don't have as much economy. I'm just starting to do trebuchets, but I'm forced to take fights that I don't want to take, because otherwise he will destroy everything. And yeah, this is basically the end of the game because of that. He will snipe my trebuchets with his trebuchets, so because he has more than me. And yeah, basically I'm gonna lose because of all of this. I will lack of food right now. And yeah, this is basically the game. So yeah, trebuchet's faster. And I didn't know about the Mongols on this map with the TC in the middle of the map. This was very clever from him. Don't hesitate to tell me what you thought about this analysis of my games. My goal is to help you getting better in the game. I don't expect, I don't think I'm the best player of the game or whatever. I'm just explaining what I think, and this is not maybe it's not the right way of thinking. My goal is just to give you some tips and tricks and to explain you what I think and stuff like this. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I encourage you to see more content creators in order to also see different points of view and make yours thanks to that also. And also don't hesitate to go and watch HAG because they are creating this event. This is very nice. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.